Y'all can do anything y'all want except show up to the evil sibling competition and expect to win, because I once convinced my sister to cut the strings off our blinds for 3 pieces of gum. Not even a full pack, 3 pieces of gum. Yeah, so when I was younger, we were living in apartments, right? Like, we were always living in apartments, and I desperately wanted to move into a house. And also, I was just kind of diabolical, right? So I come up with this, I mean, I had this like suburban fantasy where I'm just like, things will, my life will change if we move into a house. Like, we'd have a hallway, maybe even a garage, like on that pantry, like I was really dreaming big there. So yeah. Yeah, so I come up with this plan, right? So I'm like, I need to do property damage to this apartment, because then my parents, not in a dangerous way, but like, it will cause enough concern that they're like, oh my God, this girl has too much energy. We need to move out of this apartment into a house. She has too much energy, so she probably needs to run around in a yard. So I go up to my sister and I'm just like, hey, listen carefully, right? If you go cut the blinds, I will give you this here wintergreen orbit gum with 3 pieces left in my pack. It's all yours. All yours. And she just gets up and she's like, okay. No hesitation. Walks over to the blinds, gets some scissors, snip, snap. Blinds, strings, gone. And listen, I don't deny the fact that I was evil. However, homegirl was 9 or 10 years old at this point. Like, I feel like at 9 or 10 years old, a little bit of critical thinking should have kicked in, right? Like, in that little noggin of hers, she should have asked herself, does my sister really have the best intentions for me? Like, are 3 pieces of gum really worth cutting the blinds that shade us from the evil, harsh sun? But no, she just did it for 3 pieces of gum. Like a hitman. Except her target was common sense. But anyways, it's a job well done. I hand her piece of, not even a full pack, maybe 3 pieces of gum in there. And yeah, I'm just stunned. Like, she got her priorities set. If gum was all it took, I had many more jobs coming up for her. And then days go by and my parents don't even notice. And I'm just like, when are y'all gonna notice? And then one day my mom tries to go to the blind because she wants to spy on a neighbor or something. So she puts her fingers down on the blind and she notices the string's been cut. And then she's like, hold up, who cut the blinds? And I was just like, damn. That's crazy, but could it be me? Could it be me? It's not like I blamed my sister or anything. I just denied that it was me and then let her take the fall for it. In my head, that really would have been the last straw for my parents. Like, they'd look around that apartment and be like, we cannot live here. Our blinds are damaged. Like, we got to buy a house now. And so this whole sabotage arc or whatever was going on in my head got me nothing. Like, 6 months later, we moved into a condo, which is probably that was the closest I'd ever get to a house, because then we moved to India and we lived in 2 more apartments until finally we moved into a 3rd apartment. And my parents were like, you know what? This is the one. Honey, we're going to buy this one. So yeah, this whole arc, got me an apartment.